What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review. A lot of things happening on this show tonight, I should say. I know that I say that line a lot, but hey, there's stuff happening on the show tonight. But before we kicked it off, of course, they have their Memorial Day, video, I guess, through the weekend and whatnot. And, happy Memorial Day weekend. If you got a 3-day weekend, good luck to you. It's not like you can really do much right now due to the virus, but we do kick off SmackDown tonight. With the dirt sheet, Miz and Morrison, who are out there to pretty much talk about Braun Strowman, and they pretty much talking about living in a world where Otis holds the Money in the Bank contract. But of course, they focus on Strowman team with Otis last week, and that Otis could become the Universal Champion. All right, and Morrison pretty much said it's illogical as having a kid with Seth Rollins. Morrison said. But they said they had their own puppets because, Bray Wyatt rejected, the Firefly Funhouse for puppets. He was either him or Strowman. And what could Bray Wyatt choose? But they had these puppets on the screen then. Their own versions of puppets. Shiloh, the Lonely Laundry Lass, and Dookie the Diaper Boy. Okay, I kind of laughed at that one a little. The Dookie the Diaper Boy one, which didn't make sense. But basically the Dookie one looked like shit, basically. And then they had one that was like Mandy Quinn Rose, which the voice said that everything about Braun is a monster, she said, and it says, whoa, that's a little harsh right there, Mandy Quinn. So yes, we had a lot of puppets of this show for Miz and Morrison. Strowman came out pissed off, pretty much throwing stuff in, knocking the chairs over, and pretty much says you guys were kind of funny, and he thanked them for having him on, but pretty much Miz Morrison says, you even booked right now. Why don't you ask about Bray Wyatt? Because, Wyatt's not done with you yet. You know that, right? And pretty much Strowman thinks he is done with him. But listen, all because you took off that sheep mask, you think it's over? Listen, Miz pretty much says, listen, I faced Bray Wyatt myself, and I pretty much went to the lowest of the lows after going against him. But Morrison was pretty much pulled him back up to where he is now, and Morrison went on pretty much saying that Strowman might be bigger and stronger, but he'll never be the man that Miz is. And Morrison pretty much said that, Miz, he's up for any challenge. He'll take anyone on right now. He'll take you on right now, okay? And pretty much Miz like he didn't want to do it, but Morrison, listen, all right, you want to fight? Come on, man. You may have been able to pin me last week, but you can't beat the Miz one-on-one. And Strowman pretty much says challenge accepted. This did not really go any long or really anywhere, to be honest. Of course, Strowman got involved several times doing his jumping kick off or the flying chuck off the barricade on the Strowman. Miz just even tried to go toe-to-toe to Strowman. Doesn't make any sense. I'm sure a lot of people think that just because of how weak his offense is. But Strowman ended up winning, beating Miz. But then right after, this makes zero sense. Then there's going to be a lot of things on this show that didn't make zero sense tonight. But Morrison pretty much saying, listen, you beat us individually, but you can't handle us in a handicap match. So at Backlash, Universal title on the line, Strowman versus Miz and Morrison. That makes zero sense. Obviously, they want to wait for The Fiend to go against Strowman instead of doing it back-to-back, so they want to wait a minute probably till the next pay-per-view, and they don't want to do it at Backlash. If necessary, they'll probably wait till SummerSlam to do it. But this makes zero sense, so let me get this straight. Strowman has beaten both of these guys individually, but they get a title shot. And this is a tag team, by the way, asking for, a singles title. None of this makes sense, and why would anybody want to see this on a pay-per-view? Okay, because this is going to look the same, all right? So this I can't even know how to make sense of this. I really can't. It makes zero sense. Yes, the tag team is going to fight Strowman for the title after he's just beaten one of them individually and beat the one last week in a tag team. So he just beat one by himself. So why should Miz and Morrison be a threat to Strowman if he's already beaten both of them? So what, he's got to beat him at the same time? And to be honest, if they lost What have they done to earn a title shot? Nothing. Nothing. They got nobody to face Strowman, so we're just making up stuff as we go from here. This makes 0 sense, so I got 0 clue. But next we continue in the first round tournament for the Intercontinental title. AJ Styles, who has been traded to Smackdown, and they say they're going to name more people later. We don't know who's been traded. I thought this whole brand invitation is that you can only use it 4 times throughout the year, but apparently they have moved AJ Styles back to SmackDown. So AJ is now going for the Intercontinental title. First, last week they talked about brand invitational. Now this week he has been traded. We don't know who he's been traded for, but he has been traded. And I don't think it was ever explained on the rest of the show either, but he's been traded to go to SmackDown now. I don't know. I don't know why. I have 0 clue why. But apparently AJ Styles on SmackDown, he went against Shinsuke Nakamura. A match that was way better in New Japan Pro Wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom a few years ago. And WWE dropped the ball on this match a few years ago that they did it 3 times and they still couldn't get it right. But you can correct me if I'm wrong right here. This may have been the best match they've had in their entire, I guess, series of matches. Now, I could go back. Okay, maybe Money in the Bank was pretty good with the last man standing. But, listen, this will never up to the amount of Wrestle Kingdom. I thought this was a great match. I really actually thought it was really great, okay? And I liked it. It's better than, I'm surprised Nakamura didn't kick AJ Styles in the nuts like he did 1,000 times a couple years ago. I used to call him Nutshot Nakamura. But this was great. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. This was good. Real good. But still, though, it's never going to be Wrestle Kingdom, okay? It's never going to beat the match of Wrestle Kingdom. WWE tried. They dropped the ball at WrestleMania. Turned Nakamura heel. It never got out of first gear at WrestleMania, I remember. Like, so much hype and couldn't even amount to New Japan's. And I just remember that bad match at Backlash. Where was it? A no DQ, but I can double nut shot guys that I have to end the match. That didn't make any sense in a no qualification match. That, hey, double nut shot, apparently no contest in a no DQ match, if I remember. It didn't probably that one at Money in the Bank a few years ago when was the last man standing. That wasn't actually that bad, but They come on, they killed this whole thing. They just ran it into the ground. Like I said, I liked this match. It was great. There was a lot of good stuff in there. AJ doing a Pele kick, of course. By the way, I think it's supposed to be like a heel versus heel thing, if I'm not mistaken also. Nakamura, I did kind of like when Nakamura put him into the arm bar, looked like, holding his arm. And Styles picked him up and gave him a Styles clash. That was pretty good. Even going for the calf killer. Nakamura dodging it. Almost trying to go for the Kinshasa. AJ was setting him up for the forearm. But Nakamura pretty much stopped him. He went for another kick. But AJ stopped him again. He got him with the forearm and took him out and moved on in tournament. So AJ Styles has basically beat Nakamura every time ever since in WWE. Nakamura looked like, I don't know how many wins he had over AJ in New Japan, but I know he beat him in Wrestle Kingdom, and then after that, AJ has beaten Nakamura every time they've gotten WWE. Does AJ really need this win? Not really. He's already beaten Nakamura before, but AJ's been traded to SmackDown, so Nakamura must take the L, of course. But, like I said, I like this match. It was great. People always called it a dream match at one point, which, it's already happened, and, they squanderly failed at it, but, like I said, great match, but, it's just kind of funny that they screwed this up a few years ago, and, AJ just going over, kind of expected that, but I liked it, though. Next, Bayley, pretty much told Sasha to stay in the back, that, everybody wants to say she can't win without her, Sasha. But pretty much Bayley said, I just need you to stay in the back and everything. And I couldn't win with help from you. Sasha pretty much wondered, it's because of Charlotte said last week. Bayley pretty much says that, people were listening to Charlotte. She didn't want to give them any reason to believe. So Sasha pretty much said good luck. And Bayley went out there. One thing to take from this before I get into this women's match. This makes no sense. And listen, Charlotte's on every show at this point, okay? Charlotte is everywhere. I said this on NXT last Wednesday. She's on Raw. She's on Smack. But I think I said this on Raw last Monday, too, in that review. She's on Raw. She's on Smackdown. She's on NXT. She is everywhere, okay? Charlotte is everywhere, okay? And it's like she's in 3 different feuds going on. And what they announced tonight during one of the commercials is that she's going to be on Raw in a triple threat match to determine who will face Asuka for the women's title between Natalya and Nia Jax. Okay, number one, Charlotte's already an NXT champion. Why in God's name is she going for another title? Okay, they might as well just, what are they going to do? Give Charlotte 3 titles next? Is that going to be the thing? She going to hold the NXT, Raw, and SmackDown one? Is that what's next? I don't know, because, okay, if she's the NXT Women's Champion, why does she need to go for the Raw title? I don't understand that. Natalya, didn't she just lose like 2 weeks in a row to Shayna Baszler? So why should she even be in a number 1 contender spot if she's already taken 2 L's in a row? She ain't won nothing. Nia Jax, which most likely is going to win this match anyways. I'm sure a lot of people already know how they feel about her in general. But, you know she's going to win this match. We can't give Baszler a shot. But we can sure as hell throw, Nia Jax and Natalya in there. But Charlotte makes 0 sense. Listen, it's like everyone has said, overexposed. Overexposed. Oh, and, they announced tonight, we already probably knew this was going to be on NXT anyways. At In Your House TakeOver, it's going to be Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, and Io Shirai. Listen, I know it's not a lot of talent to work with out here right now, but good God, I've said it before, Charlotte is a god to these people, okay? This is Ric Flair number 2. Woo! I'm telling you, okay? I am telling you. Hey, I'm sure the match will be great, don't get me wrong, but man, you want to talk about overexposed, like, god damn, you want to talk about overpush. They love Charlotte. They love Charlotte. They think she is the ultimate. They basically made her to the ultimate woman. That's basically how I can put this. I just laugh when I'm like, she gets a Raw title shot, but she's already holding the belt on a different show. But she's on all 3 shows. Let me forget that too. She's everywhere. So, Charlotte, folks, the ultimate woman. It's insanity sometime. But this match though, this was good. I did like this match though between Charlotte and Bayley. That's what I did like that. Excuse me. But I did, like I said, I did like this match though. This was actually really good. I did like when Charlotte got in the headset, pretty much calling Sasha out. Like I said, they put out a really good match here. I'm sure you all thought who was going to win this match, but Bayley ended up getting pretty much rolling her up, holding the tights to get the win, which, Charlotte pretty much looks almost surprised. And I kind of like when Bayley was just chopping her and saying, "You're sick," and, Charlotte just no-sells it half the time and just ends up getting out of that whole figure 4 and punching her pretty much to the ground in, which was pretty good. But like I said, it was a roll-up, and Bayley ended up beating Charlotte. I'm almost surprised Charlotte didn't win this match, but it's like, I guess we can have the SmackDown Women's Champion lose to the NXT Women's Champion, basically. But, like I said, Charlotte pretty much got, beat by a roll-up and holding on to the ropes, so I guess there's an out for that. Pretty much after that, Sasha congratulated Bayley, and Bayley said, "You don't think I could do it, did you?" And which Sasha looked for a second, but Bayley says, "I'm just kidding, man." And then they pretty much shook hands and hugged after that. But very good match from Bayley and Charlotte, so that was actually pretty enjoyable. The match is just, like I said before, Charlotte, she's everywhere. Overexposed, I should say. They are really doing as much as they can. The ultimate woman. Next, Otis and Mandy Rose versus Dolph Ziggler and Sonya Deville. It's okay match. I think most of it, some would go on Deville, which is, like I said, really been good on promos lately, especially against Mandy Rose. That has been really good. It was a pretty good match, I'll give it that. Sonya getting the win over Mandy Rose. Pretty much knee to the back of the head and winning the match. Otis checked on Mandy, but Ziggler came in and kicked Otis to the ground. So DeVille and Ziggler get the upper hand over Otis and Mandy this week, but not bad though. Like I said, Sonya Deville has really improved. Next, they went to Jeff Hardy, who was talking about, his one more run and whatnot, and that, he's that all the roads have led him to this, and he talked about the Intercontinental title that he has held before himself, and, everything's going to become full circle so that he can win it, as the universe it shall provide, and, tonight, his last blazing glory is going to run right through Sheamus tonight. So, Jeff Hardy getting ready, I guess, later on for the main event. Forgotten Sons, once again, pretty much talking about something to do with the military and about the dark times they had with their brothers, and that, it's going to be blood on their hands, but now it's going to be blood on your hands when their fist, the blood is going to be on their fist. So I guess they're still trying to get the Forgotten Sons over. Next, they went to Miz and Morrison, talk about this handicap match. And pretty much saying that, Strowman, yes, they've been beaten before, but that Strowman, they're going to make Strowman's life very, very miserable, okay? They're going to take him out. And then they did their hey, ho dance, and Renee had to get involved in it, but then she ended up leaving, and they look like goofballs right after. Video package for Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, pretty much leading to the main event. Good main event. I kind of figured who was going to win this match. Jeff ended up getting the roll-up after dodging the bro kick, and then when Sheamus grabbed him to pick him up, Jeff Hardy rolled him up for the win, advancing in the tournament, because now next week it will be Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan, and AJ Styles versus Elias in the semifinals for the Intercontinental title. Sheamus will possibly screw Jeff Hardy out of that match, for all I know, because, Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan just sounds like a great match in general. Pay-per-view worthy if necessary. But the main event was good, I will say that. So Jeff Hardy ended up winning with a roll-up and whatnot, so enjoyable match. But SmackDown, it was kind of okay, I will say that. The only things I mostly really liked from here was the Intercontinental title tournament itself. That continues on, especially with Styles and Nakamura, despite my thoughts on it. And, the main event had a good main event too. Charlotte versus Bayley was not that bad of a match also. Like I said before, I can go into Charlotte being everywhere and why she's getting title shots from out of nowhere from different shows, but I'm sure you all know where I'm going to go with that because that doesn't make sense. One other thing, I just don't think that doesn't make sense. That was pretty bad if you ask me. Yes, Miz and Morrison getting a title shot at Backlash after they just lost to the guy. Well, Miz lost to him tonight, and they got pinned last week in a tag team match. That was Morrison. So, hey, let's have two guys that just lost to the champion and then face him at the pay-per-view in a handicap match. Makes zero sense. I can't even describe it all the way. It's like, didn't these guys just lose? So what makes me think they're going to win at the pay-per-view? Makes zero sense. Miz just lost to him. Okay, doesn't make any sense. I don't know, but that's where they're going. Rose and DeVille versus, not Rose and DeVille, but Rose and Otis versus, DeVille and Ziggler there. It's okay. Like I said, DeVille's getting better. From promo-wise on his show. Forgotten Sons was it, whatever, and whatnot. AJ Styles being traded to Smackdown for whatever reason. I have zero clue why he's been traded to Smackdown, but I guess we'll find out sooner or later. Like I said, it's probably like 3 matches I really liked on this show that at least were pretty good. I'll say that. Like I said, just both the Intercontinental title tournament matches and Charlotte versus Bayley was a pretty good match. Like I said, despite my other thoughts on all 3 of those matches, not bad, though, especially, like I already talked about the whole Charlotte being on every show thing. Look at me, repeat myself again right there. But, yeah, that's my review of SmackDown tonight. Like I said, a couple better matches than what I've seen better before. At least these matches had time in this, because Raw was like, 2.5-minute matches almost the entire night? That's all I could take from that. And at least SmackDown at least had some lymph in their stuff, especially for only 2 hours. So, hey, you gotta take what you can get through these empty shows, alright? I'm doing the best I can, I guess, to review this or whatever, but, hey, you gotta take what you can right here, alright? But, not bad matches tonight on this show. show itself, I don't know. You could take whatever direction you want to take with that. But like I said, 3 good matches from here. But other than that, though, I am done with this review for Smackdown. More Intercontinental title semifinals next week, so we'll see where that goes. So, yeah, follow me on Twitter. Comment, subscribe. Hooded Knight 890, that's Twitter for you, just to tell you that. It looks like I'm repeating words over and over. But, hey, like I said, gotta just hit that like button and subscribe, okay? We will be back tomorrow night for the Double or Nothing review. I don't know if I'm going to do it by video or by audio. I am thinking about it. But we will be back tomorrow night for the Double or Nothing review, okay? So other than that, I'm out of here. See you guys later. Have a safe weekend. And, hey, stay safe out there and wash your hands, okay? I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.